this team comp that Xee My Wrath has because they're all one-shottable. That's all. That's really all that you look at.
But yeah, as you mentioned that, we do have game 2 ready for us. And we're very excited because this is do or die for Xee My Wrath. Will Green Eggs and Spam progress forward in the tournament, or will Xee My Wrath bring it to a game 3? So here we see, right, Xee My Wrath and their patented ball formation, right? I always, almost every single game that they've started, they go together and they might get the Ornn here. Ornn will spot them out. He is in the ward. Does get that slow, and they're not able to really engage here. The ward is taken out, but great ward. Great slow from the Ornn. To prevent.
GG. Gold graph. Check gold graph right now. There's a small bump right there. Gold graph.
See his diff.
Oh
Can you
my
think about
god!
it, right?
Look at that gold graph.
He has
It's
100%. He has a 100% gold.
Oh
gold
my
lead
god!
on.
That's absolutely
No, that's not how math works. That's not how math works.
But yeah, but look at that. With that invade, look what happened.
Right? I mean, yeah, like Ornn spotted them all out, knew that all 5 were there. So look at the amount of wards. There's a ward in the top river. There's a ward in the bot river, warding out their own jungle as well as their opponent's jungle. That's all 5 wards placed out. Look, they're all on cooldown. All 5 wards placed down from Green Eggs, securing this early vision. And that's just very well played by them, making sure that they can spot out the movements of this Wukong, who they don't want to get those early ganks off.
Beautiful vision here. Honestly, I know you're a support main, so you're pretty happy seeing this side. But there you go, the vital proccing already starting here, electing to go for Conquer. So that is something you really need to look at. Look at how far back this Ornn is being taken out of EXP range. So right now, as Xee My Wrath, everything is going according to plan, especially in the early game. Both junglers did start at the opposite side of the map. They have not spotted Wukong yet, but obviously that's a pretty easy understanding map read there from Green Egg, saying that okay, we have wards on 2 of Wukong's most important camps here, so you know what, let's just play safe. We're probably gonna spot him real soon, and they do spot him over at the Razorbeak camp here, but there doesn't seem to be pings coming through. But if you look over here, Trundle is walking over to the red buff here. Priority is at the bot lane. They can rotate over to this fight here.
I believe they're fighting over that red buff right now. We do see, Trundle's waiting this out. And manages to get that damage, having to blow the flashing after him as well. Will he manage to escape it? No, the slows are just too strong coming through in first blood, going over. And now we see this Fizz going in onto Xerath. But Xerath, still pretty safe. These early levels, Fizz can poke at best. That is a huge take for Green Eggs. That's exactly what you want as a Trundle. Early game domination.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly why you go for the PTA in the early game. You have the ability to go for these insane 1v1s, especially against a weaker jungler early game. And now heading over to the mid lane. Look at this. This could be a gank.
Yeah. Looking for the Xerath. Xerath having a bullet flash as well. Getting that slow. Great flash. Ignite in by the Fizz. Might fall here. And yes, falls to the Fizz. And does not even fall because Trundle was tanking the whole time. And that is a huge start. Very similar start to what happened last game. And Green Eggs just showing that, look, you may have adapted your game plan, but we are going to play in the same way.
Yeah, this is that was a very easy gank for junking. Actually, after red, you just go straight to mid, which is overextended. And actually, that is how that lane's going to be a lot of the times, especially as Xerath. You have the ability to push that lane. You have the ability to bully out this Fizz. So as junking here, you have to pay attention all the time, and especially after just getting red there, that's actually Trundle's bread and butter for an early gank. Once that red is there, that slow is honestly enough for Trundle to stay sticky into a champion and just burst them down. And we saw it there, just one chomp, one auto, especially in the domain, PTA procs, flash in, Joso get the kill. So this early game is going exactly as planned for GES, who, mind you, has the scaling side laners. Meanwhile, Xee My Wrath here, they do not have all that much scaling ability. And yeah, this is exactly how bot lane is going to be played last time around. If you remember, the Lucian Nami always up. So this is going to be very interesting to see, especially with no wards down really on this side other than the Scuttle. If they do decide to come over to this lane. They could look for a gank here.
Oh, great counter engage by Green Eggs. You see that polymorph preventing the Rakan from getting back out and just allowing so much free damage. So, you know, they have an answer to the harass that Xee My Wrath has been doing, but again, could be coming here. Is spotted now. And they are. Will the junglers go in? Yes. Wukong going in for the Trundle here, but just using that pillar and taunting this Wukong, showing him, hey, you can't catch me.
It's back. It's back. And honestly, this is quite a sight to see. It is what we've seen last tournament. That taunt is what we heard all the time. Every time there was the camera was on Junking, previously named Dwight Host. So yeah, it's really nice to see. But if you look over the item there, Señor stab already is done. He's finished. He's won the game. He has Bramble's Vest against Fiora. It's GG, well played. You should start typing that, honestly. But again, that does eliminate a lot of Fiora's game. It does allow Ornn to stay relatively safer in lane. And there you go, Junk King showing why he named himself Junk King, because he is taking over the map right now. And look at that smite taking
it away. Yeah,
look at it.
Just abusing this Wukong.
He's down 1k gold this early in the game. Sure, both of them has Sheen, and that's very, very important. But the thing is, EXP-wise, level 3. FishyLube is level 3 on the Wukong, and Wukong is someone that wants to affect the map as soon as possible with that Cyclone. Nice spell shield.
Great spell shield. Yeah, great spell shield polymorph combo coming out. And that's one thing that this Green Eggs bot lane can do, right? They have the ability to make sure that they negate all of Rakan. But obviously, once Rakan is level 6, it becomes a lot more difficult. We do see a fight between the junglers here, Wukong going in and having to use the frozen domain to get out once again. Xerath and Fiora are also rotating over here. They might look for a fight. Does not manage to get that grand challenge being used, as well as that right of the arcane using that slow lands onto Fizz, but Fizz just blocking that for oh, 19 knockup. Knockup does not come through onto the Wukong. Call the Forge God now being used here. Does manage to get the knockup onto Wukong. Wukong had to run away here. Flashing forward this Ornn, and great slow flashing as well. But Fizz gets caught up by the Xerath stun, and that is a kill for the Fiora. Great turn by Xee My Wrath, over chasing for the Wukong there.
Yeah, actually, that combo a little bit misplayed by the Ornn. Yes, you flash forward to proc that brittle. Actually, that would have definitely killed the Wukong, but being a little bit too patient there on holding back the flash a little bit too late for next game there. Instead, the brittle does run out, so they do not get the kill. And instead, what looked like a really horrible roam for Fiora, you know, having to use the flash and the grand challenge, paid out really well, because now 1-0, who is now ahead in gold against this Ornn, is definitely enjoying that big payday. But again, someone that we need to pay attention to is Draven, who is stacking right now, and that is exactly what I was about to mention. Is this Wukong needs to start helping this Draven cash that in. They don't want to just allow this to happen. Sivir, who was originally pushed back earlier, is now allowed to just push, shove, repeat, and yeah, full back Noon Quiver Pickaxe, right? If you look over at that, Joso is
he just barely misses out on sitting in the pixel, and that is a huge trade for the Xerath.
Yeah, I mean, gives the gold over to Junking instead, so very, very nice. But yeah, again, this Wukong needs to start impacting the map, especially on the champions that you need to. You know your bot lane is an early game bot lane, and you know Sivir and Lulu wants to shove this lane. So honestly, yes, sure, you're the earlier and more aggressive bot lane, but you kind of want them to push this in, so there's a false sense of security that, okay, they're just allowing us to bully them for free. And then Wukong swoops in and tries to go for that Cyclone play and cash in for this Draven. So that's something that we need to see from this communication of the squad, because if they're just going to punish like last time, if you remember, Lucian Nami, sure, they were ahead, but Wukong couldn't do anything, right? The Wukong couldn't punish the Sivir. And instead, oh, there's a roam here early onto the top lane. Joso diving.
Trying to dive under tower, but unlike last time, does not, you know, not as successful as the Renekton. I mean, does blow everything there. Ignite, flash, as well as chum the waters all used, and the Xerath manages to live only using his flash in return. So that is a huge take for Xee My Wrath, something that you want, especially for this Fizz, to not get ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Junking is spotted here. I mean, all members can go
They
here.
could look for a contest. They do get
they
a
got
kill
killed
in the mid lane. Yeah, mid lane is down. Fizz is killed. This is now a 4v3 situation, I
Draven?
believe. Yes, and look, they're having to run away. They are trying to go for Draven now. Draven does manage to get away, but now we have 3 members on this dragon. Will we see the Flash Chomp Smite? No, decides to back away, understanding that there's not much that they can do to contest this, and they give over that first dragon to Xee My Wrath, who have been known for dragon sacking.
TY for the leash is what FishyLube should type there, because that was a free give for the Baron. But yes, right now, if you look, if this is how you play this lane as Gordo and LuthexFPS, you're really not going to get much help from the jungler. And Sivir and Lulu can just play under towers safely, and Sivir is known for that, you know, easy time to has an easy time farming under tower, and actually just wants to farm. That's all Sivir wants to do. If you look over the CS department, 75 to 76 is being pushed in. Still has the ability to catch this wave. There is not much that the Sivir is losing out on. If you look at the gold, just 100 gold difference. And yeah, there's nothing really much. They're going for the kill there, but yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
Rakan gets exhausted, however. There was a Whirling Death used there. It looks like they were trying for the execute with all the stacks, but Xerath coming in a little bit too late. Oh, Junking is here. Wukong going to go for this Wukong. Wukong does have Cyclone, does manage to get away. Junking still chasing. We do have the Trundle chasing after this. Uses the Subjugate in that situation. And actually, I would say that that's worth, right? Wukong, you didn't blow anything, and you take away one of those influential skirmishing ultimates that is in the presence of this Trundle.
I mean, Junking is really taking over the map right now. Junking almost toe-to-toe in gold with these 2 solo laners of Xee My Wrath. So that's really important to look at, because right now, if Junking keeps this up, this is going to balloon even further, because Junking can definitely influence the map. But again, if you looked over at that gold difference, Sivir was above Draven, and that's something that you don't want in the early game, because that means Sivir is getting those free, like right now, those free shove repeat lanes right now. So Kraken's there already being purchased here by Sivir here, and Draven just not being able to cash out. So this, I mean, yes, your first cash out will be big, but remember, if you do die, that cash out just basically disappears. So it's just really influential how Wukong plays this out. They are paying attention to this top lane though.
Yeah, Fiora going in onto the Ornn, great trade, and manages to escape from the knockup as well. This is a 2v2 situation if this Trundle decides to go in, but Rakan is around as well. They're looking for the Trundle now, gets that knockup, flashing away, gets a second knockup, great use of the quickness, the charm, and that kill going over to the Wukong. That is a huge pick onto the Trundle. So you were talking about influential, and that's exactly what they want. They knew that the Subjugate was down from that jungle skirmish, and while it was back, see, look, it just came back up now, so it wasn't available for him to steal any of those stats, as well as this roam from the Rakan, something that Lulu can't exactly do, and he lost both his life and his flash, and they're going to take this Herald for free. On top of all that, Xee My Wrath definitely playing this well.
And definitely good lane and wave state for this Fiora to take this recall, because he can just recall over back here. Because this wave is going to be frozen there if he does nothing. Yes, good, really good back there, because knowing that, okay, I have my item here. Let's try to punish this.
I look
if
for Ornn here. Try
Yeah,
to
there you
knock
go.
up, yes, and having to blow the flash, that is a huge cooldown. Very good patience on that grand entrance from the Rakan, making sure to wait for that dash, essentially, making sure that Ornn would not have an escape other than blowing a huge, somewhere on a 5-minute cooldown.
Now this is the biggest counter to Ornn, right? What's Ornn's biggest play? What's Ornn's biggest thing? It's his ornaments. And how do you avoid Ornn from getting ornaments? It's avoiding EXP and keeping that wave over there in a dangerous place. This does allow Ornn to have a harder time to get there. This spell book is really catching me off guard. I was like, why is Fiora teaching to bot? But and then I realized, oh, this is Gordo. This is the classic Gordo.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it was good because we did see that they were looking to set up a dive there, and that teleport, you know, probably as unaware as we were, probably caught them off guard. Gordo might get caught out here, uses the grand entrance as an escape, but manages to get away. As a Rakan, you're very slippery. Now chasing after the Ornn here, grand challenge is not available. Yes, starts to use it, trying to go for this great slow onto the Ornn as well. Grand challenge pops completely, and that's another kill for this Fiora onto the Ornn, and that's a huge pickup, especially considering, look, Dragon is up in 30 seconds. This is going to be big.
I think I know. I think we both know who the problem's gonna be here. You remember what you talked about, the 1-4 split push, and
Mhm.
that's the Fed person here. So that's going to be very very important, and is able to fight with them here in this team fight. So that's very important. So in that whole long game that Malkman just played on the Fiora, froze the lane there, forcing basically Señor Stab to leave lane to have some sort of an impact, and following over, knowing that
Oh, they're on
okay.
a ward.
Oh, they are on a ward here. This is a little unfortunate. They
Yeah,
can
Ornn
get.
does teleport into this fight. This is going to be a fight here. No grand challenge available. Great quickness used, and 3-man from the Rakan grabbing multiple people here. Draven gets the shutdown, gets 2 kills now. Wukong, but as that's happening, Fizz trying to go into the backline. Great chum the waters onto the backline here, but Draven, so much damage, killing the Fizz as well. And now this Trundle, the only member left alive, having to run for his life. And what an engage by the Rakan, popping the quickness, flashing over the wall, and catching 3 members. Not only that, but preventing the second cast of the Call of the Forge God, which was a perfect setup for this Cyclone of this Wukong. And Draven whirling death straight into all of the members, getting that shutdown. So much gold on this Draven now.
Not only was that a shutdown, but that was also
was a
a
catch.
cash
Oh,
in.
gold.
Look at that gold suddenly ballooning up.
Oh, hold on.
Oh
I
my
want to see what
goodness.
items he goes back. I want to see what items gets purchased here.
I think it's
I would assume shield
straight up
bow. Shield bow,
yeah.
right? And then collector
Shield.
components.
Oh, Lord
going
Onyx
for
would
LDR.
actually
Okay,
be good
smart,
for it
right?
this
We do
year.
have the Ornn, we do have the Trundle. Playing it safe, playing it smart. But yeah, what a team fight
Look
from
at that.
Xee My Wrath.
Look at that gold difference, just ballooning up. But yeah, you're right. The MVP of that fight was definitely Gordo. Gordo, that insane engage. That really, as a team, I was caught off guard. I was like, oh my god, this would be an insane play if this does go through, and it does, and it did follow through into that wombo combo. And again, this wave, look at where it's stuck. It's stuck there, and it doesn't allow Ornn, who has been level 10 for a solid 3 to 4 minutes now, having to roam around to gain anything. And now they're gonna
Well, they
gank
are
it
going for the
again.
Ornn here. Though they do have ultimates available using that slow, great slow, but does have his escape. But still, right? Once again, forcing him off of the XP, and this is just exactly what Xee My Wrath have been doing the whole game. They might look
This
for the
is
bot lane here. They are roaming down this too,
oh
but there's a ward that spots them out.
yeah. This
Still
is
going for this, however. They could try. No, they're not. But Herald getting
wave.
popped
Oh
here
my god, the wave
in
and
the
yeah,
top lane. Very
very
interesting Herald. I believe it was about to expire.
yeah, actually very interesting. But yeah, look at the wave there.
Hold on, yeah.
Cross map here.
Yeah, they
They're trying
are
to
looking for
avoid.
something here. They are going for the Sivir. Manages to catch out the Sivir, but Rakan is in a little bit in too deep. Draven trying to get away. Polymorph used onto the Draven. Draven trying to get away now, but gets killed. Do have the teleport coming in. This is going to be the Xerath trying to ward off any of the dive potential here. Manages to clear the wave a little bit, but we do see them going for the top lane in return, trying to chase after the Xerath. Now Xerath does have the flash available. Great use of the Whirling Death to bring out the wave even more. Now Fiora teleporting into the fight. Grand Challenge used onto the Sivir, trying to go for this. Gets the slow, and now trying to go for this damage. So much damage coming in, and they kill the Fiora. But as that happens, Riley the Arcane taking out 2 members. Draven trying to kite out this Trundle, but Trundle just using the subjugate onto him, and he can't do much. Fizz getting that Chum the Waters onto the Xerath, but great flash, and he manages to get a triple kill. What is his mid laner now? Will he chase after the Trundle here, trying to go after him, but great pillar to disrupt the Q, and that is huge. 3 for 2 overall, but you know, that may have looked doomed at first for Xee My Wrath, but what a teleport coming out from this mid laner.
Yeah, Marnies said, you bully my mid laner last time around. I bully you now. 3-1-5 on the Xerath has absolutely been
Flash.
insane on
Flash.
actually insane on this Xerath, and we're just being reminded why, you know, Xerath is still one of those good mid laners that can shut down. And but again, with all that happening, Ornn has been left alone in lane and has suddenly gotten level 11. Of course, there is still a level advantage, but again,
Doesn't have Mythic. He's building
yeah,
into Frozen
it does
Heart.
not- exactly. That's the big thing. No mythic. This does not rush that. You know, this does delay his mythic by a long time. And meanwhile, Tiamat completed for this Fiora, who already did a lot of damage in that fight, and actually misplayed that a little bit, but could have definitely won that fight even easier if the grand challenge was actually on Lulu, who was one shot. But instead, he did get he did get focused, and this is the second Herald, so we know what Xee My Wrath can do with this second Herald. We've seen it before, but again, this team has been playing absolutely insane, back with their go-to team, and they're showing why they are the second seed in this tournament from this group, because this is how they play. This is their bread and butter. This mid laner has been actually their core pillar in their victories, and it's ensuring exactly why. And right now, as Xee My Wrath, you're calm. You're thinking,
They
okay,
might look
let's
for the
not.
Xerath here, trying to catch up. Great stun. Rakan is around. Rakan does get the quickness on the two members. Great knockup. But as that's happening, Ornn is behind all of them now. They're having to escape here. But Wukong going in with the cycle and flashing away to make sure that the Ornn horn isn't going to be that effective.
Oh my!
There is another kill. Fizz getting knocked down, and now Fiora has joined the fight. Does have the grand challenge available. Right, the Arcane getting a second kill. That's 2 so far for this Xerath. And now Fiora getting a kill onto the Lulu as well. And that's 3 kills for Xee My Wrath, and it looked doomed. Ornn had the perfect flank there, but what a play from Wukong to prevent the re-engage, getting that flash cyclone, or sorry, getting that cyclone into all of the members of Green Eggs to prevent them from re-engaging, and flashing away to safety as well. And this Rift Herald now being popped mid lane. Uh-oh, we've seen this before. There are still death timers on the members of Green Eggs. Will they look for a push here, or will they, decide not to bite off more than they can chew? They are looking to take down this tier 2 tower, but yes, just huge plays. And once again, this Xerath, just after that level 1 or that early mid lane kill, he's just been playing absolutely out of his mind.
Insane too. They get the third Drake. This is going to be very important for them. This is an Infernal Soul, and they are an early game team, so with extra bursts of damage, that's going to be insane, especially for this Draven. And if you look over at the gold, Marnies taking over, sure, but LuthexFPS, who was behind in gold before all those big cash-ins, is now miles ahead, 1.1k ahead of Sivir. So that's very important. LDR completed too. So in the next team fight, that's going to be very, very important to look at. Sure, Junking is taking the jungle of this Wukong, but right now, the Wukong is not the biggest problem. Their biggest problem is Marnies is activated, so is Draven, and Malkman is just being a menace over at the side lane and has been exactly where he needs to be every time Fiora needs to be, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see how this does carry through. Again, yes, you have the Sivir, yes, you have the Ornn once the ornaments come through. Ornn is 1 level away from the first forced ornament, but again, there is no completed mythic for this Ornn just yet. So we really need to see how this does turn out for Green Eggs. But again, you shouldn't really be worried just yet. You still have the Sivir, who is still going to pop off guaranteed in the late game. That is, if you get to the late game, but they are just starting this this Baron up.
Yeah, they know that Sivir's bot lane and Fizz is still in the mid lane. This is going to be a 5v4 at best. And look at that chip damage from a single full combo of the Xerath. Now trying to go after the Fizz here. It was a bait, I believe, and now they're trying to go. Yeah, they're just on the defensive. Sivir now moving in here, but she might get caught out here. We do see the Rakan taking a wide berth around, but not much happens there. That was indeed just a Baron bait. But did you see the amount of damage on that Trundle from a single full combo of this Xerath? Took him down to half HP, right? And this Xerath has been a menace.
Absolutely crazy right now. But honestly, what I want to talk about is how has Gordo been on a flank position for multiple fights now without getting caught. Like that Ornn fight, actually, like that perfect Ornn horn started with Gordo on a flank position at the back. It's like Gordo secretly the 6th member of Green Eggs. It's like getting free roams in the jungle, honestly. But yeah, again, that is the advantage of this Elemental Drake being Infernal. Those walls are non-existent, are easier to go over. And again, as Rakan, you can just save that W for that one rare wall that you can't get over, which is that Raptor, those Razor Beak walls. So again, in the end, we need to pay attention to
right, the Arcane is being used. That was a lot of just a lot of poke damage, as well as clearing out the wave. And he knows they could look for the dive here, having to pop that ultimate, and Rakan not even using anything in return, just his presence. But Sivir might try to chase this. Does still have Ghost available if she wants to chase. elects not to, but that is huge, right? Making her pop her ultimate defensively. Of course, there's no tower here. They could look for a re-engage. Rakan has the E available, but Trundle is chasing after this. Frozen Domain is used. They are going to look for this great knock-up here, but great knock-up as well coming in from the Rakan. So much damage coming in from the Sivir. However, flash for flash, and great Shirelius to keep him out of range. And now Xerath has joined the fight, and 1Q already bringing down this Trundle to half HP. Will they look for a re-engage here? Fizz is around Lulu. Just absolutely hammered by this artillery mage damage. This Xerath going strong.
Actually, honestly, insane damage coming through right now. The map is...
And Gordo just whirling death used by the Draven, understanding that this Lulu is caught out, and now Wukong going in. Great use of the Grand Challenge as well, and now this Trundle taken out. There's not much damage that the Chum the Waters does, and the blue buff taken by the Fiora, and now they're looking to go for this bot lane. Bot lane tower is going down here. As that happened, another solo kill, or rather a kill onto the Sivir, who was sitting under tower as well, and they're looking to siege this. Plus, look at this, Dragon is up in 50 seconds. They could look for a sweep, a soul sweep, right? They can still look for resets here, and they can look to ward up this jungle, make sure that it's theirs. But Xerath, so much damage. This Ornn is all armor, no magic resist, and having to flash that last shot, that is just so much coming out from the Xerath. The Xerath has been showing up this entire game.
That's an Ornn. That's an Ornn that he was melting on Xerath. But again, yes, there is no magic resist on... Oh my lord, there is no magic resist. Oh my god. I think
Rakan caught out here, does get the pillar, but uses that W to escape. Okay, so Dragon is up in 10 seconds here. We are probably going to see a fight. Will we see them concede it? Fiora does have teleport. She is currently at the top side of the map. Well, still at base, but it looks like she is probably waiting for gold for an item, but look at Fiora's items as well. The Frozen Domain is used. They do have first step onto this Dragon. Will they burst this down, or will they look for a fight here? There is a pink ward, so they know that this is happening. They could look for a steal. Teleport coming in now, and great use of the quickness. Catching multiple members. Cyclone as well. Fiora using the Grand Challenge. There is a steal. However, the Dragon is taken, but Lulu is falling quickly here. Draven is knocked onto by this Trundle, but Trundle goes down. Fizz, as at that moment, though, took out Xerath in the backline. But as this is happening, Ornn falling in the backline as well. Fizz having to run away here. They are chasing after the Sivir. Sivir manages to kill the Fiora, but Lulu falling to the Draven. And now Fizz and Sivir are in sides here, but flashing in. Just so much Chad energy coming out from this Draven, knowing that he does more damage. Fizz could look for an assassinate here, but there is a Rakan and a Wukong protecting him, and elects not to. Oh, will they go for this? Has the W available? Will they look? No, they do not. Fizz trying to go in. A great prediction of the W. Fizz having to pop that Zhonya's Hourglass, but will he try to go on a Draven? Does not. And Wukong just getting so much free damage, having to escape. And what a W predict by this Rakan. Insane plays from Xee My Wrath. And yes, the shutdown from the Xerath came through. And yes, the Fiora fell. But they end up taking an inhibitor and pushing them further back into their base.
Welcome to the League of Draven indeed. Flashing forward, trying and going for that kill. But actually, in that fight, that kiting from Trap Ori on the Sivir was insane. This is like something we've seen time and time again. Every time like Xee My Wrath go for a clean, insane play. Malkman keeps going and then just gets one shot at the back end of the fight. It's actually really funny. Twice was on Vega. This time, the Sivir does kite out the Fiora, but it was really funny to see again. I was like, oh, why did they keep doing this at the end of each fight? But again, they still do get the W in that fight. So right now, as Xee My Wrath, you are the Fed team. You don't want to go too crazy. The first ornament was just completed. It's Worm Fallen Sacrifice for the Sivir. Yes, that is a really good upgrade here too, because that is your late game AD carry, who is actually supposed to be online right now with that PD, so that's going to be very important. I mean, right now Luden's Luden's tempo is not really going to do much on the Fizz, who is pretty far behind actually, and as well as the D side will not do really that much, especially because it's on a Trundle. So that is very good. Good pick prioritizing the AD carry who is the one who is most important to be online in this fight. But look at Draven. Last time around, it was the opposite. You know, the second
Fiora
item.
might catch out this Ornn here. Ornn having to escape. But yeah, Ornn trying to escape here. Grand challenge is available. Is popped. 2 vitals down, 3 vitals down, 4th vital not yet taken out, but a 4th vital now. And trying to get after this Ornn. And yes, Ornn just gets solo killed under his own tower. And this is the strength of the 4-1. This is the strength of the Fiora split push. Right now, there's no one to match this. They do get the stop onto the Fizz, but Fizz might have an escape here. Does still have the jump available. Shrelia now popped. And we do have the quickness coming in. Great charm and great, just so much damage coming in and taking out this Fizz. Great stop by this Rakan to make sure that he doesn't get the back off. And I believe this is going to be a Baron for free for Xee My Wrath.
Yeah, if you stop this Baron, you lose your base. The Fiora is split pushing this. This is the exact power of the 4-1 as you mentioned. And this is going exactly as Xee My Wrath planned. There, Fiora is not showing over the bot side, so Fiora is at the base. Did take the recall here, so sending Sivir over down to the bot lane. Look, damn it!
Oh my gosh, that Lulu damage, and we'll get killed here. Just absolutely annihilated by a single combo. Not even a full combo, just parts of a combo from this Xerath. This Xerath that Rabadon's purchased, and he's building in a Void Staff as well. This Xerath is going to do so much damage in the late game.
Yep. Right now, this is absolutely insane. It's like a completely different team with their starting mid laner, and they're showing why this is their starting mid laner, right? Absolutely punishing Joso for picking up a range versus melee matchup. But again, actually, this team.
Fiora might get caught here. Trundle going in, uses a subjugate directly onto the Fiora. Fiora trying to get away, uses the Grand Challenge. Call the Fort God does not connect. There is a stun that comes through, but Fiora might fall here. Does fall indeed, but a lot of ultimates used there. But as that happened, we do notice that there is a teleport coming in from the bot lane. This is that spellbook. This is that spellbook Rakan here. But yeah, they're just getting cross-map plays, right? Yes, they lost their Fiora, their split pusher in the top lane, but as that happens, they blew so many cooldowns and so much damage coming in from this Xerath. And look at this, using Rite of the Arcane, just trying to find out this this Lulu already going down so low here. And while there is a lot of wave clear coming in from the Sivir, it doesn't beat the Baron empowered minions. Oh my gosh, this is just a really good push, and it's just so much damage from the Xerath. There's no MR other than the Frostfire Gauntlet, or the upgraded Frostfire Gauntlet on this Ornn. And as that's happening, look, another inhibitor being taken down. Fizz could look for something here, does have that Lich being completed, but they don't overstep. They decide to take the inhibitor and back off as Dragon is now up, and this looks to be a soul for Xee My Wrath.
Yeah, this is going to be a completed soul for Xee My Wrath here. And that what's very important again is
they're having a flash here. Chum the water is used, but they are re-engaging now, and this Rakan catching out multiple members. Great timing on that W, catching out the Fizz right out of stasis. And here we see the Trundle trying to run away. Ornn looking for something here, but the Fiora has now rejoined the fight. Ornn having to flash away here. Great pillar to disengage, but Rakan is still looking for something here. As that's happening, look, Wukong is on the dragon, and this is going to be a free Infernal Soul for them. And that was just a huge play. Great turn by this Rakan to catch out 2 members of Green Eggs and stop them from fighting there. But we will see a fight come through. Call the Forge God used, knocks up the Xerath. Xerath is taken out here. Lulu uses Wild Growth right away, but Sivir is going in, trying to chase after this. Trundle's trying to chase as well. They really want this kill. Dragon does fall. There is Infernal Soul on their side now. Ornn building in the middle of a fight there, but there are still Baron empowered recalls. They will just take the shutdown that they got and back away.
Oh, the Shirelia's Requiem actually being upgraded here, so that's very interesting. Not even upgrading the jungler's item here for damage, which is actually a pretty good upgrade here. The Shirelia's Requiem is going to be very important for this pick team, especially, you know, with that extra move speed and everything coming out from the Lulu. It does help them get to safety even easier, especially this AD carry who, you know, can get picked. But again, if you look over at the items completion, yeah, I mean, Sivir's actually not that far behind. It's only a few hundred gold, and iEdge also completed, almost completed, halfway done with the
LDR, I believe.
LDR. So this Sivir is still very much scary. And if you look at the level difference, Sivir's 2 levels up on this Draven. And remember, Draven is an early game AD carry. So if this game does go any later, this is gonna be really scary. And there you go. LDR just completely finished right now. So
yeah, but Draven's looking to build into GA. Look at that.
That's actually very important here. So right now we're not really supposed to be focused at Marnies. I mean at Draven here. It's supposed to be Marnies who's dealing absolutely insane, bonkers amount of damage right now. So this is going to be crazy. Yes, the Rhyme Forge grasp was completed actually in that time that they were poking this Ornn. So that's actually insane how much damage is coming through. Granted, that's the only item with MR. But again, this is an Ornn. You're making Ornn look like
Paper.
a non-tag champion, basically. Yeah, so this is really, really tough right now for Green X to get close to this Xerath because that's
Look at that
exactly
vision
what Xerath
score.
wants, right?
Look at that vision score on Rakan.
Oh my
103 vision score. Making sure
Dominating.
that there's just no vision for Green Eggs. And sure, Lulu is putting up a good fight with 90 herself, but that's just making sure that they have no vision and they're looking for a pick onto the Trundle here. But Fiora maybe overstepping a little bit. Great blast going to disengage, and as that happens, Xerath just getting a kill onto the Ornn in the top lane. That is huge. Chum the Water is used, but it does not connect. And we were just talking about this Ornn made to look like paper, and this Xerath, you know, as we pan the camera away for half a second, taken down instantly. This is going to be a ball. We do see Fiora pushing on the mid, and great pop there, but Sivir using her ultimate. Great Cyclone as well, being used to double knockup coming in from the Rakan and just popping the Fizz. We just see the Trundle fall as well. And as that's happening, Sivir's just trying to run around trying to do something, but Fiora trying to go in. But Sivir getting a lot of that AoE, using that ultimate onto the Sivir, making sure she doesn't get caught out. Great wild growth and does get the double kill. But Draven, and there's one thing that Draven has is just raw damage. Rakan flashing forward, making sure that he can get that knockup, secures the kill, and that is an ace for Xee My Wrath. And I believe this is game 2 for them, and this is going to be a 3-game series.
They are not going away with a fight. Oh, Ornn!
Does have Call of the Forge God, does get the knockup. Oh, okay, it's not over yet. Does get the knockup onto the Ornn, but Xerath getting low here. They are looking to target the Nexus. Members are coming up soon. Unstoppable used by the Ornn, but Ornn might fall for another time. Ornn does indeed fall. Another ace coming through, and finally the base. Great game from Xee My Wrath, showing, hey, if you can dominate game 1, we can dominate game 2, bringing it to a 3-game series.